We saw that haze again today, Alana.
Yep,
yeah.
That wildfire smoke just doesn't want to relax, right? It's throughout the region, and we're pulling it into the Beehive State. On top of that, we have monsoon moisture with the positioning of that high pressure that brought in that excessive heat. We're going to see the temperatures rising. This is what it looked like from Iron County. Mark, thank you for sending this. We had those storms building in the southern portion of the state and picked up some rain in St. George. Great video coming from Cody, coming off of the gutters. Hey, we don't see that a ton in the summer. Last time they had measurable moisture in St. George was late April, I believe April 29th. So when we get the rains, we'll take it. Satellite radar showing the positioning of that high over the Four Corners. It's clockwise flow, funneling moisture into the state in the last few hours. We see how those storms, which were more active in the afternoon and evening with the heat of the day, have dwindled. And tonight, just spotty activity out there. The forewarned radar shows a little bit of lightning towards Flaming Gorge. But other than that, quiet conditions, which is not a surprise. Heat of the day really provides that lift needed for those storms. That's what it looked like this morning as the sun was coming up in Magna. Scott, thank you for taking this because it really highlights that wildfire smoke, that haze, the base of the valley. And here we are tonight, and you can still make it out. This is a live view from our Ensign Peak camera, and yeah, it's just not the typical Salt Lake City we love with that clear visibility. Wildfire smoke plaguing us and kind of settling in. As we look at our futurecast smoke model, it shows that those thicker plumes of smoke coming from Idaho, the Pacific Northwest, and Northern California, we drag that into the Beehive State, and over the next several hours, the entire state remains with particulate matter slightly elevated and causing hazy conditions, so visibility impacted by that, but air quality at times also impacted. As we head into the midweek, we will see unhealthy air for sensitive groups popping up in some locations. That smoke on the move. As we look, it's Davis and Salt Lake County for that unhealthy air, moderate air for the rest of northern Utah. Now, it's not just elevated particulate matter. Important to note that ozone plays a role in this, especially in the summer months when we get that sunshine and the heat. So it's a double whammy on air quality. If you're sensitive and have respiratory issues, you know that wildfire smoke is tough to maneuver through. 95 for that high in Salt Lake today, matching temperatures from yesterday, staying right on average. That's where we should be. 97 in Moab, 105 in St. George, 3 degrees above normal for Washington County, 95 in Logan, so they heated up as well up in Cache Valley. As we look at those temperatures for tonight, smoke conditions will stick around, but mostly clear with those 70s as we close out ABC4 News at 10, dropping into the low to mid 70s along the Wasatch Front with those clear skies. Heading into tomorrow, those temperatures already set and ready to go. We're going to warm a few degrees, and the potential to heat up to triple digits is there. As we look at our Wednesday setup, this is a retrograding ridge of high pressure. It's a slow mover, but it's moving westward. It allows for that moisture to move in as it's kind of centered up towards the Four Corners. But we know it's going to move back towards Utah, and that's going to bring some drier air and some heat our way. Not for tomorrow, though. A few storms linger. Futurecast shows us where we get through Wednesday morning with quiet conditions, hazy skies, but then with the heat of the day, south central Utah, maybe over in the West Desert there, we see the potential of a few storms. Still quiet along the Wasatch Front. They will be even less widespread tomorrow than they were today, but that changes into Thursday. We get a decent moisture push here, so another monsoon surge, and you watch as we head into Tuesday afternoon, central Utah, but then some of those storms want to make a run for the Wasatch Front, also more activity in the West Desert. Flash flood potential does hold on in southern Utah, and that's going to be for areas in the southwest portion of the state and south central Utah, excluding eastern Utah towards Archons, Canyonlands, and Grand Gulch. High temperature trend keeps us above average, so the heat, we're still really under the influence of that high. That's the big story here, and we stay that way for northern and southern Utah, where we're going to be above average in St. George for the next several days in the heat building. Tomorrow, I go 100. We can maybe call it at 99, but we're going to be hotter than where we were today. 90s and triple digits along the Wasatch Front, 104 in Moab, the chance of storms in the southern half of the state, 107 in St. George. And if you look at the next 7 days, we kind of repeat. It's a repeat performance. We cue it up again with isolated storm potential due to the positioning of the high and the heat getting to 109 by Sunday. Well, that's hot. I mean, it's not 115, but it's hot. As we look at the Wasatch Front, we also see those triple digits going for our 10th triple-digit day tomorrow. That would be double our average. Chance of an isolated storm in the north on Thursday. Drier air moving in for the weekend. Couple of hundreds, never hurt anybody. I mean, that's
more than a couple.
I know. It's tough. We're into July, but climatologically speaking, this is the hottest time of the year for us. Okay. Average in Salt Lake is 95. Yeah. So we're just running about 5 degrees above seasonal norms.
That's it.
That's
it, everybody.
Norm.
You feel it. You feel it. And it sneaks in.
Climatologically speaking, I think it stinks.
Thank you for your professional.